Good day, everyone. Today, I want to touch on a subject that pertains mostly to men. And the subject is, well, I'll read some passages of Scripture and then I'll give comment on it. But about the dangers of guarding your eyes and your heart. And if you have, I've noticed among men that there's a danger of a young boy part in men. I'm talking about Christian men and men in general that is susceptible to sexual evil spirits in women and how that operates. And there's a couple of passages in the scriptures I want to read that pertain to that. Then maybe I'll give some examples after that. First of all, Proverbs chapter 7, verse 1. My son, keep my words and treasure my commands within you. Keep my commands and live, and my law as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding your nearest kin, that they may keep you from the immoral woman, from the seductress who flatters with her words. That's important. From the seductress who flatters with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through the lattice, and I saw among the simple, I perceived the young youths, a young man devoid of understanding, passing along the street near her corner. And he took the path to her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night. And this can be that type of situation. A wandering heart, a wandering eye, a lingering eye. And so the writer of this proverb is watching, and he's giving instruction to his son to say to wisdom, you are my sister. He's saying, son, you need wisdom. You call understanding your nearest kin. You need understanding. Why do you need them? That they may keep you from the immoral woman and from the seductress who flatters with her words. So as he's watching this young man go along the street and out his window in the evening, and there, verse 10, a woman met him with the attire of a harlot and a crafty heart, who was loud and rebellious. Her feet would not stay at home. At times she was outside, at times in the open square, lurking at every corner. Now, have you seen this in church groups, in socials, anywhere? It can happen. And I'll tell you, some people, there are men who have it too, but mostly women, they have young girl parts, especially if that woman was molested or incested sexually as a child, and they've split off sexual parts, and the demons have got a hold of those young parts, and they use them to speak, come up in the core person of the woman at times to get the attention of men, especially men in leadership. I found when I've interrogated the demons, they said this is what they're trying to do: use the young girl part to come up in the woman, to flatter with the eyes, the look, the laughter, the giggle, seductive, and try to get the young boy part, or just the core person of a man, to get their attention and to lure them in and then seduce them. For all they need is that man to lust for that woman sexually in their heart. And then they want to take them down. The demons want to use that part of that woman to take down the man of God. and they're huntresses. And the demons are pimping out those young girl parts that are held captive by the evil spirits in the woman to hunt down men and seduce them and get them to sin in their heart and sometimes even physically, to take down their ministry, their credibility as a man of God, as a leader, and gain a coup. The demons, these type of evil spirits have told me that's what they do and how they work when I've interrogated them. And they feed on that. And they make the woman into a whore. Sometimes, many times, unknown to the core woman. She might even be a Christian. But these parts of her soul, from whatever happened to her when she was young, or stuff passed down through the generations to her, can be pimped out by evil spirits to do this. A lot of times even unaware to her. So this guy is going along this, and he meets this woman, and she was, it says here in verse 13, so she caught him and kissed him. With an impudent face, she said to him, I have peace offerings with me. Today I have paid my vows. So I came out to meet you, diligently to seek your face, and I have found you. So they flatter, they butter up the guy, the young fella. And sometimes they do this to the men's soul parts. Get the young parts buttered up. Oh, aren't you handsome? Aren't you this? Blah, blah, blah. And they giggle and they look and they speak and they get the attention. And they play around with the man. And so she's doing this here in this chapter. So I came to meet you, diligently to seek your face. I found you. And, making the person feel special. I've spread my bed with tapestry, colored coverings of Egyptian linen. I've perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. A temptation, a seduction. For my husband is not at home. He's gone on a long journey. He has taken a bag of money with him and will come home on the appointed day. So she's setting it up. With her enticing speech, she caused him to yield. With her enticing speech, she caused him to yield. With her flattering lips, she seduced him. With her flattering lips, she seduced him. These are the dangers men have got to be aware of. And sometimes men have that in them as well. And the demons are pimping them out as a man whore to seduce women into the same type of way. And that's what this is about today, to issue this, just some understanding about this. What Satan, his devices are. In the verse 22, immediately he went in after her, as an ox goes to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till an arrow struck his liver. As a bird hastens to the snare, he did not know it would cost his life. There's a serious danger, a spiritual and physical danger of what's going on here. The writer of Proverbs says he went after her, followed her, as an ox goes to the slaughter. He had no understanding, no wisdom. He didn't know what was awaiting him, what is about to happen. He did not know it would cost his life. Verse 24 says, Now therefore listen to me, my children, the writer of Proverbs is saying, and the Holy Spirit through him. Pay attention to the words of my mouth. Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. So he says, don't let your heart turn aside to her ways. Guard it. Don't stray into her paths. Stay away from those areas, those people, those situations. For she has cast down many wounded, and all who were slain by her were strong men. Her house is the way to hell, descending to the chambers of death. There's a serious spiritual consequence to this situation of being seduced and given into it, not taking heed. So the writer here says, don't listen. Don't listen to that woman. Don't follow her. But he says, listen to me, my children. Pay attention to the words of my mouth. Don't let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. Excuse me. For she has cast out many wounded, and all who were slain by her were strong men. And that's what these spirits of Jezebel and all these sexual demons, through people like that, and through soul parts of the young sexual parts of that woman or in a man, they want to use them to take down the strong men, the men of God, the men in leadership of position, power, authority. These demons want to take them down. Her house is the way to hell. That situation, stay away from it. It's the way to hell, descending to the chambers of death. Descending to the chambers of death. And that's a serious warning for all of us to guard our heart. And if we as men have young teenager parts, boy parts, not to give in to that. We're to be aware of it, fully aware of it. Excuse me. Some glue in my throat here. In chapter 9 of Proverbs, beginning at verse 13, it says, a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knows nothing. For she sits at the door of her house, on a seat by the highest places of the city, to call to those who pass by, who go straight on their way. So she is like calling out. This is talking now about a foolish woman, a clamorous woman, simple, not knowing anything. Kind of like a puppet of the evil one, a puppet of evil spirits. There's some that are sophisticated, as we read in chapter 7, that Satan uses, and some are like this woman. For she sits at the door of her house on a seat by the highest places of the city to get noticed. Verse 15, to call to those who pass by, who go straight on their way. So people are just passing by. And she's calling out to them, trying to get their attention. Whoever is simple, let him turn in here. And as for him who lacks understanding, she says, stolen water is sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. So again, enticing the simple, those who don't have understanding, who lack the understanding of this. And she gives a invitation to sin, to satisfy the sensual lusts of the flesh. And this is a danger that needs to be understood, both for men and women. So he can use men to do this, and he does. And he can use women, and he does. And verse 18 says, but he does not know that the dead are there, that her guests are in the depths of hell. It leads to death, spiritual death, and demonization, adultery, fornication. Always does. Brings judgment. Hebrews 13:4 says. But fornicators and adulterers, God will judge. And not only that, when the person does that, gives into it, and actually willfully does it, the afterword is not sweet. Stolen water is not sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. Might be for a few minutes, but the rest of the life you have of those who go in there and give in to that and are seduced and deceived, the dead are there. The guests are in the depths of hell, as we read in chapter 7. For she has cast down many, wounded many people, cast them down, wounded, and all who were slain by her were strong men. Her house is the way to hell, descending to the chambers of death. So this is a thing that I've seen years ago. The Lord showed me to be aware of. I remember reading these passages when I was a young boy, 12, 13 years old. And it made a huge, lasting impression on me about the dangers of these women and situations. And then over the years of having sessions to help those who were bound up in sins like this, when I found the parts of their soul and how they became dissociated, broken off parts of the soul, how that, what happened to them as children sexually, split off soul parts that demons took captive and made them into their whores and pimped them out throughout that person's life. And I'm talking about sometimes, uncontrolled desires of some woman and the parts of their soul that they struggle against, and their parts of their soul are held captive by sexual evil spirits, trying to be pimped out to get and use those broken parts of that person's soul to be their servants, to do what they want them to do. And the good news is, those women that I worked with over the years, my wife and I worked with together, those parts of their souls got healed and repented and got delivered from being dissociated back at the core of the person, and those demons cast out, and they were set free, as in some cases their children as well, because the children had these evil spirits in them as well, access to the children, and we wanted to perpetuate this down the generations. Some of this stuff is generational. What happened to great grandma and all throughout the history comes down the bloodline, or what ancestors did to others in this manner. So be aware of this. Is it Proverbs writer here said to his son, gain understanding and wisdom, that they may keep you from the immoral woman, verse 5, chapter 7 of Proverbs, from the seductress who flatters with her words. So the words, the way it's said, the look, the giggles, the laughter, the noise to get attention of man, like they know just who's in their room, the demons will get the soul part up in the woman or the man to say things, do things, make sounds, looks, body actions, walk by the person, brush against them gently as they do, etc., etc. Wink at them, look at them, smile at them, get their attention. That's all part of what these evil spirits want to do. To take a man down to the depths of hell, to the chambers of death, and to wound that man and destroy him and his authority, position, his reputation, everything. So this is something to be aware of. And if this has ever happened to you, there's good news. There's forgiveness. There's healing and restoration and deliverance from these evil spirits through Jesus Christ, if you can find someone who can help you. And God wants that. It's never too late. Satan's works can be destroyed. For this cause was the Son of God made manifest, that he might destroy the works of Satan, of the devil. It says in 1 John. So there's hope. So I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention, and just something to be aware of. All right. God bless you. Bye for now.